Oh, Seven Citizens Black here from Casa Black Gaming, and so with the new huge update to Star Citizen 4.0 comes a new moment in the game where we finally have multiple systems, and as the patches leading up to 4.0 came into existence, many new changes to overall gameplay also happened, making pretty much all guides before this useless. Well, I aim to change that with a handful of various topics, which I will post in one large video guide, and then also break up into smaller chunk-sized guides by topic. But no matter how you find these guides, they will all be quick, to the point, with useful timestamps below and in their own playlist on my YouTube channel. These guides will be aimed at either new players or players who might have taken a break and are fresh to Pyro and all the game has to offer, so no matter your skill level, you should get something out of these guides. So let's stop the chattering and get to the info. So now that you know how to find your ship and call it out, and you've geared yourself with some armor including a helmet, because even though you're on your ship, you should still wear a helmet in case of ship incidents that leave you without air or possible planet or moons with inadequate breathing, or just crazy Star Citizen hijinks that can strike at any time. I would also carry food and drinks as well as some sort of tractor beam with you at all times. Anyway, to enter your ship, just walk over either to the front or the rear, and you should see some sort of little access point, either a switch for a door or a back hatch, or if you have a single seater, you go next to the cockpit. But no matter which way you enter your ship, you will hold F and view the options and select what you need. Now, once inside, you need to be in the habit of closing your hatch behind you if you have a hatch or a door. Stowaways are a thing, and they will wait for you to take off and then slaughter you in your chair, and then your ship and its cargo will be theirs. After touring your ship, make your way to the seat and we can begin. So once you find your seat, to enter it, you should see a place to push F and just enter your seat. Some are easier at certain angles, like in the front or at the back. Now once the animation plays and you're in your seat, you have options in how you operate your ship during flight mode. You can hold F and look around the cockpit in first person view and press the switches and toggles that way physically. You can also press hotkeys on your keyboard. Now I recommend having a sticky note with some basics written down stuck to your monitor somewhere. The third option would be buttons like on an Elgato Stream Deck, or buttons on your flight stick if you have those. Now I will not go into flight sticks on this video, but if you want to know if I recommend them, I do. You don't have to have them, and I went a year and a half without using them, but I do like the immersion of using them, and I do find them easier to fly with. But I've also heard of people who are some of the best pilots in the game with just a keyboard and a mouse, so don't feel like you have to have them for skill. So the main keys you're going to be concerned with as a beginner will be what I have displayed on the screen here. For getting the ship flight ready, you will need U to turn the ship's power on, and then I to turn on the ship's engines. Now when your engines are on, K will turn your VTOL thrusters downward or outward, which can help with giving extra lift if you need it, or to slow your descent when you're coming in for a landing, especially if you're flying a bigger ship. There are many other useful keys, and some you will want to assign once you get to know more of them, but for now, these are going to do. For the actual flying, you will use the W and S keys for moving the ship forward and backward, kind of like you would any other game, moving a character. Strafing left and right with A and D, and then you can roll the ship with Q and E. You can raise the ship or lift off with the space bar, or left control lowers you down. If your hangar is big enough, you can lift off and move the ship about inside before you actually call to open the door to exit. Your mouse movement controls the pitch of your ship, and to keep your movements tighter, you're going to want to keep the mouse line closer to the center of the circle as you see it here. Another helpful key to remember is F4. This allows you to switch between third person and first person. Third person might give you a better handle on flying, especially early on with getting accustomed to your spatial awareness, which comes in handy when you're trying to land in hangars. Now one other important key would be N, which raises or lowers your landing gear. Once you've used the spacebar to be off the ground, you can then press N to raise your landing gear. This also will help speed up your movement, as by default there is a speed governance on your ship while the landing gear is down. This could be helpful later if you're coming in too fast and want to slow down in a hurry. You just press N and your landing gear will go down and slow you down. Okay, so now that you know the controls on how to fly, let's go ahead and leave the hangar. The other really helpful key to know and write down here is the request landing or takeoff key, which is left Alt and N. This essentially calls the air traffic control tower and asks for permission to leave or enter the hangar if you're landing. You press that and the doors are opened. Now the other way that you could do this would be to press F11, which brings up the communications control screen where you can talk to group members, friends, or see who is on a server. If you go over to the Friends tab at the top left, then you're looking for one of the top options, which will say the station's name and landing services. You can then just press this little diamond shaped icon here, and that also calls to open your hangar doors, but left Alt and N is just an easier way to do it, but sometimes it cannot work. Once the doors are open, and you can check this by pressing F4 again to see into the third person mode, and then just move your mouse around while you're holding either F4 or Z, and you're going to see the doors are open. You'll also be able to hear them. You might have hangar doors in the front of you or above you, just depending on the ship you have and where they put you. Mine happens to be above. Now once the doors are open, you press the spacebar to lift off. Now if the doors are above, you should not have to steer side to side to clear the doors, just space or space and then W to move forward if the doors are in front. Don't forget to press N, which puts your landing gear away. Be sure you clear the hangar doors quickly as you can, and then I would not stay around once outside because someone else could be coming right behind you out of their hangar. Move to a safe distance away by pressing W and pitch your ship up with your mouse so you can now leave orbit. You're also ready for the next video, which is going to cover setting coordinates with your map to travel to a space station, which for that last lesson will be the planet's orbital or main planetary station. Okay, so that's it for this 4.0 little guide, but as mentioned, this is a small guide on a single topic, but there will be a larger guide with all topics in one, so do look for more guides on 4.0, which are all in their own playlist, as I will have quite a few of them. Or you can look for that larger overall guide if that's your thing. Now, if you found anything helpful here, then please consider liking and subscribing, as that really helps my channel grow. I also have a Discord where all are welcome, and we have many nice helpful players who cover a wide range of time zones who can answer questions directly or even help to offer assistance in game, so come on over. Anyway, I've been Black, and let's keep it positive out there as we make our way through the verse.